You know, it's been 17 years, nearly 6,500 days since Rich Rodriguez has led his alma mater into Mountaineer Field. You know, this is the first time he's made the Mountaineer man trip there. But he's back. It's one of the most anticipated returns in all of college football, let alone here in Morgantown, West Virginia. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN. It's the season opener for the West Virginia Mountaineers in the Robert Morris Colonial. Welcome to Puskar Stadium. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custer. This is my partner, Max Starks. And, you know, Maxie, first ever meeting between these two programs. Robert Morris is an FCS school, and just like Rich Rod, their head coach, Bernard Clark Jr., whole new roster, 57 new players.
And this is one of those things you think about it. Do you even remember all the names? But for Bernard Clark's squad coming in here, playing against the Mountaineers, the biggest thing is going to be try and be fast, try and be physical, but most importantly, as we talk to him, you got to finish. You got to see what you're made of, and this is an opportunity for the Colonials.
You know, here in Morgantown, everyone is talking about the return of the native son, Rich Rodriguez. You know, 17 years ago, he had a messy divorce with his alma mater, and after stops at Michigan, Arizona, Jacksonville State, listen, he is back for his second tenure to not only revitalize this program with a winning culture, but to make West Virginia relevant nationally again.
And you think what better place than in the Big 12, where you have a lot of great teams, but also it's chaos in that Big 12. You never know who's going to be there from week to week. And for Rich Rod, he did it in the Big East. Let's see if he can do it in this new conference.
All he does is win. He's like the DJ Khaled when it comes to college coaches. Take a look at what he did in his first tenure here at West Virginia. With another win today, he would be tied for second most, tying Dana Holgorsen. West Virginia won the toss. They're opted to defer, so that means Robert Morris will get the football first. Kicking things away is Ethan Head, the sophomore, transfer out of Tulane. And back deep for the Colonials is Owen McGraw. And we're underway here in Morgantown. This is McGraw across the 20. And out of bounds at the 23-yard line. That's a 20-yard pickup, and we got a flag.
Looks like a little extracurricular already to start this game. All right.
Here's a good look at Bernard Clark, now in his 8th season.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 8 on the kicking team. Penalty, first down.
Kevin Boydman, our referee. And it looks like Justin Harrington, as you talk about extracurricular stuff there afterwards.
That was extra and post-curricular right there. I mean, he made it all the way to the medical tent on that one.
So here's Zach Tanner, redshirt junior. And Tanner, first season as a starter. You know, he started one game for the Colonials last season. Ethan Shine in the backfield. And it's Shine who gets the carry. Pickup of 3.
That was a good hard run, running right into the teeth of this defense. You know, when you look at what Zach Alley was trying to create when he brought in transfers and started to recreate this defense that was, you know, let's put it this way, bottom 3 last season in the Big 12, he wanted to rebuild the inside out. So that defensive line, so the fact that Robert Morris is saying we're going to run into the teeth of this defense, have some early success, says a lot about what they want to do on the field today.
Zach Alley, new defensive coordinator here at West Virginia. Rich Rodriguez brought him in. Tanner flips it out to Shine. Shine in the flat. And brought down at the 46-yard line. 4-yard pickup. Third down coming for the Colonials. When you talk about forcing turnovers, and Zach Alley says, I need 3 a game. West Virginia last in the conference.
Yeah, and it was tough sledding. So when you're talking about rebuilding it, how do you get to that? It starts with your defensive line up front. You've got to get great push and put pressure on the quarterback to get him to throw him off timing. That's what leads to turnovers.
Big down here for the Colonials, third down, because the last thing you want to do is give the football right back to West Virginia. You know Rich Rod in that tempo. That one tipped at the line. Looked like it was Braden Siders who got a hand up.
And Siders running a drop coverage was a nice job by him. He backs off into the soft zone, and then the quarterback, Zach Tanner, as he's scanning from right to left, he doesn't see Siders. It's not rushing, so he goes and turns to throw it. Siders is right there to put the paw on. Almost had that first turnover we're talking about.
Jason Jenkins will be punting things away for the Colonials. Back deep is Preston Fox, who is a preseason All-Big 12 third-teamer. You talk about kick returns. They'll down that one at the 17-yard line of West Virginia.
And I would say a smart play by Jason Jenkins. If the guy is preseason, don't kick to him if you're FCS, right? Kick in the opposite direction. He lines up right, you kick left, and right there did a good job of kicking away from him and getting the ball deep into the zone for West Virginia to start out.
Here comes Nico Marchiol, making his basically first start as a starter. He made 3 starts last season for West Virginia. He's a lefty, throws it to the outside, and that's complete to Cam Vaughn. Vaughn came over from Jacksonville State with Rich Rod. Pickup of 9, about a yard shy of a first down. Here comes that tempo. Expect that a lot from a Rich Rod offense. That's the give to Jaheim White. And I don't think he got anything.
No, stood up right at the line, and a great job by that big defensive line. Just clogging all of the hole. If you look there to the left, look at that big man, Okechukwu Egbuzian.
Again, White gets the call, breaks some tackles. White is loose. And finally tackled at the 45, but that's a 19-yard pickup. Israel Pettit with the stop.
Rich Rod loves this pace right here.
Again, White. This time over the right side for a couple.
And on that previous play, Jaheim White, Nico Marchiol got out there and actually blocked the edge and sealed the edge to get the extra yardage.
2nd and 8 for West Virginia. Marchiol again to the outside. Vaughn, he's got it. First down and more.
And that was just a beautiful circle route. Vaughn playing the outside receiver, coming on an in route with a clear out at the slot, and then just gets to the sideline, breaks one tackle, gets great yardage.
White gets the carry on that left side. That's a 4-yard pickup. You're going to hear a lot of Jaheim White, a lot of Cam Vaughn. Rich Rod told us those are our 2 playmakers. I got to feed them the football.
Yeah, those are the guys when you got to have it moments, right? Those are the guys you want to depend on. So expect 1 and 4 to do a lot of load today.
Again, it's White. He's close to a first down.
And it looks like Jaheim White
with the stop.
Looks like Jaheim White lost his shoe trying to get it back on. That's not going to help with the tempo pace.
Here's 3rd and 1. Oh, a Mountaineer push.
Yeah.
And a flag.
I wonder if enough men were lined up on the line of scrimmage or if somebody was moving. See what they got.
Offside. Defense. First down.
So another first down for West Virginia.
That was very intriguing seeing the Mountaineer push, or I don't know, is it Mountaineer shove? One of those. We'll figure out a name by the later in this game.
Clay Ash is in the backfield, and quickly a timeout by Robert Morris. Let's take it with them. We're in the first quarter. No score here in Morgantown. Welcome back to Morgantown. Moments ago, this is Robert Morris head coach Bernard Clark talking to his defense, trying to stem that momentum of that offense. Why? Because, listen, the Mountaineers started at their own 17. They've gone 7 plays, 64 yards in basically 2 minutes, 29 seconds here. He wants to put an end to this. Hey, we talked with Coach Clark, and he told us before this game, I told my guys, man up and come out here and play. That's the PG version he gave us.
That is a very PG. Yeah, and as a former linebacker, you have to think he takes pride in defense. So when you see that, he's not excited about how they've been playing so far.
He won a couple of championships at the University of Miami, Coach Clark did. Clay Ash in the backfield. He gets the carry, and he is swallowed up by the Colonials.
And that was a nice big play there right in the middle. Let's take another look at it. Just blow through the line. They didn't even touch him. He went in between Landon Livingston and Big Kimo, the right guard.
Again, off tackle, Singleton, and he's brought down at the 10.
And for Orrin Singleton, you know, another guy that transferred from Eastern Michigan, he's more of the small gadget guy. You know, they talked about how he has a versatility not only to play in the slot, but to do some of those end arounds and jet sweep motions in the offense.
Jaheim White back in the backfield. They fake the pitch to him. Markiel, touchdown, West Virginia.
And a great read on the option. They have been keying Jaheim White this entire drive. So once that defensive end on the backside to the right does not close and he plays up the field, Markiel sees that, pulls it out of the chest of White and hits the backside gap. And what a beautiful design run play. And this is Rich Rod ball at his finest.
4th rushing touchdown of his career. And West Virginia strikes first on their first offensive possession. 7-0 our score here in Morgantown. Seven 0 our score. Get all of the ESPN college football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. You can unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan, or you can just log in with your TV provider. This is something I love it. And as a sports fan, you will love it.
It's cool. I mean, ESPN always presses the envelope on sports broadcasting, but this is now a game changer.
10 plays, 83 yards. And they did it in 3 minutes and 22 seconds thanks to Nico Marchio. 10-yard run, 7-0 for the Mountaineers.
And the biggest thing for Robert Morris is going to be slow the tempo down, because you know what Rich Rod's doing on offense.
Absolutely. Ethan Head kicking things away. Owen McGraw from his own end zone. Spins off a man and brought down at the 16-yard line.
And his teammate tried to tell him, stay in the end zone so we get more yardage. But no, aggression. But I think one of the biggest things, Jaheim White, workhorse here, sideline towards the end of the year, but almost had 900 yards a year ago. Now the lead backs in C.J. Donaldson, now at Ohio State. And you just see him making plays. Cam Vaughn, the other playmaker on the outside. And, of course, Marchio, quarterback keeper. If not me, then who? For the end zone and the early lead here for the Mountaineers.
Second offensive possession coming for the Colonials.
Seems like we got a little timeout action there, a little confusion there.
We got a replay review. Let's see if he did the fair catch.
I didn't see a fair catch there. Wonder what the confusion is on that. Yeah, he does not give a fair catch signal, not the one that I saw on that replay. See if he did it even earlier. 14 told him to stay.
You can see
and put his arms like, no, don't come here.
Right.
You know, he was like, this is the bad version of Red Rover. Should have taken a knee in the end zone, but they're going to review just to make sure that no hand motion was made by McGraw in the end zone, because that would be an automatic touchback if so. They would actually give them better field position.
See Kevin Boykman taking a look.
They're looking at 14, who puts his arms out wide. Normally, the fair catch has to be kind of a waving motion, not the hands out motion, if they're going to do that. But obviously up to the referee's discretion on how they're going to interpret that. And he also was not the returner. Usually has to be initiated by the returner when they're calling for a fair catch, not a support player.
Number 14 of the return team gave a signal during the kick. By rule, that's considered an invalid fair catch signal that causes the ball to become dead when received. The ball was received in the end zone. The result of the play is a touchback. It will be Robert Morris's ball, 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
Well, they're going to go ahead with it, and it gives them better field position.
Hey, that's a win. Even though it was a bad call, it's an invalid signal.
Right.
But it was interpreted as such. So that's where you always have to worry about the interpretation by a refereeing crew, how they're going to see it. I always look for the returner, but the referee said he was in proximity, therefore they gave the call that they did.
The good news for the Colonials, it's a 9-yard difference.
Yeah.
Move it up 9 yards here for them.
Almost a first down right there.
Exactly. 1st and 10 now from their own 25. Dante Wack has checked into the backfield, seeing his first action of the afternoon for Robert Morris. Tanner throwing incomplete, under pressure. He was looking at his tight end, Max Lipinski.
And Braden Siders right off of the edge that they were going for the boot fake. They thought the hide would hold Siders coming off the edge, but he was undeterred and got right in the face of Zach Tanner, forcing that ball before the tight end could get his head around.
Keep in mind, one of the things that Coach Clark told us, Robert Morris, we've got to have sustained drives. We cannot have 3 and outs and just give West Virginia and Rich Rod the football because they strike too fast. That's what we saw in the opening here. Let's see what happens here with Robert Morris. The handoff smothered back at the line of scrimmage. May even lost a yard. Devin Grant was one of the first Mountaineers to meet him.
And for Dante Wack, there was a funky exchange on the handoff. Wack sitting left of the quarterback, and he kind of stuttered when the ball went into his chest, which I think when you're talking about how fast this Mountaineer defense is going to play, you can't have those hiccups, so to speak. You've got to hit the ball running downfield now if you want to get positive yardage.
And now they're looking at 3rd and 9. Colonials will go 3 wide. Tanner steps up, keeps it. Got a first down. 10-yard pickup for Zach Tanner.
Fancy footwork by Tanner. Looking to the right for his first option. Thomas Lee avoids a potential sack, ducks out to the right. Great blocking downfield by Richard Ransom to give Zach Tanner that extra little bit of time to get to the first down marker.
From their own 35, split backs. Off tackle to Taj Dykes, gets the carry. Right back at the line of scrimmage.
And there goes that man again, Braden Siders. Another play, chasing the play down from the backside, just absolutely just running down the running back. Let's go back here again. Look at Braden Siders, the closing speed. Great job, and he's playing what they call the bandit position, which is more of a stand-up type of outside linebacker. Gives you more of a 3-3 vibe versus the 4-2 nickel that they usually line up in.
Siders is a local kid out of Huntington, West Virginia. Transferred in from Wyoming. They love his leadership. That one batted down. Fred Perry, one of the leaders in that secondary. He's another kid that Rich Rod has brought over from Jacksonville State. And he is one of their, if not the most dynamic defensive player for West Virginia.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that was ID'd from Jacksonville State. And listen, when you got 81 new guys, I need to go with a couple of names that I know. And Fred Perry was a guy that he knew. So he brought him over from Jacksonville State, and there's the impact that he can bring to a defense.
3rd and 10. Four wide for the Colonials. Tanner steps, throws, complete to the outside. That's Thomas Lee, their main target on the outside. He's a transfer in from Bluefield State, Division II.
And Thomas Lee to the left of the screen. Zach Tanner looks off the safety in the middle of the field, then delivers a dart right down the sideline to Lee. And this is one of the guys Bernard Clark was like, hey, in pregame warmups, if you want to see something, go look for number 1 when you get down on the field. We did, and we saw one pass, and we're like, yep, that's him.
That's him. That's the guy he is looking forward to see. He said, I can't believe with his body, he played Division II football and his ability. They keep it on the ground. That's Dante Wack. And West Virginia saying he coughed up the football.
And who's holding it again? Number 5, Fred Perry. We talked about how explosive he is. There he is filling in on the rundown blitz. And let's see on the replay if we can get it clear or not. See the inside dive there. Ball gets hit. Goes, oh, ball comes out. I don't know if he's on the ground.
Man,
ooh.
Did they blow the whistle?
They blew the whistle, I think, a little bit too fast there because forward progress had been stopped. But man, Robert Morris got bailed out on that one. That one looked like it could have been reviewed and might have went the other way.
And they may take another look at that. Let's see. No, timeout. Coach Clark's going to call a timeout. Second and 10 for the Colonials from their own 49. No score here in Morgantown for them. 7-0 our score. West Virginia on top of Robert Morris. Zach Alley, defensive coordinator, new defense coordinator here at West Virginia, plays that 4-3 hybrid defense. Loves to be multiple, very aggressive, loves to bring the pressure. So far, the Colonials on this drive, 7 plays. They've gone 24 yards. They've had the ball for a little over 3 minutes, but they've faced a 3rd and 9, a 3rd and 10, and right now they're looking at 2nd and 9. And this is Ethan Shine with the football. He runs into a Mountaineer wall, maybe a yard, and once again they'll be looking at 3rd and long.
And another one of those linebackers there. We know who Chase Wilson is, the green dot, but Ashton Woods just doing a great job of run fill. Robert Morris has been running this single dive play action in the right A gap between the center and the right guard. And Ashton Woods said, nope, you gave me a lane, I'm gonna take it. And not a lot of yardage, a lot of tough yards there running on the interior of this line. They've had more success running to the outsides and the edges more so than in the interior.
Call it 3rd and 7 for Zach Tanner. Under 5 seconds on the play clock. And Shine is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. That's Chase Wilson. You talked about the green dot. In other words, you see it on his helmet. He's the one who communicates with the defensive coordinator, Zach Alley, in calling the plays. But great glue guy, quarterback of this defense. He was a 3-year starter at Colorado State and now here at West Virginia. And they love what he has brought to this program, the leadership, the toughness.
Talk about the smarts. He's also a graduate, so he is a graduate player on this team as well, getting his degree before starting this season.
Jason Jenkins will punt things away. Low snap. Preston Fox calls for the fair catch at his own 15. 35-yard punt. We talked about how both of these coaches at the top had to flip these rosters. 57 new players for Robert Morris. Well, for Rich Rod, 81.
Think about this. Between the two coaches, over 130 new names you have to learn. But this is the era of football we live in the NIL and transfer portal era. This is kind of more the norm than it is the exception.
And on defense, all new starters for West Virginia. He'll keep it on the ground to Jaheim White. White slithers his way for about 5.
Yeah, good solid first run, and here's the tempo for Rich Rod. They want to get up there quick.
Jet sweep, he dropped it. Justin Smith-Brown had it, lost it, and that is a loss of about 10 yards.
Oh, that is a tough one. And it looks like Smith-Brown was trying to switch the ball from his right hand to his left, and as he went for the switch, it fell out of his hands.
He's the transfer. Here's White. Finds his way just across the 20.
He's about 2 yards short there.
Yeah, about a 13-yard pickup. So 4th and 2.
Aggressive.
From their own 23. And it looks like Rich Rod's going to talk about it.
I would say so.
Man.
That was a very bold decision that early. I mean, I get you got momentum. You want to have faith in your guys, but you're inside. You know, you just broke outside of your own red zone. It's not the place. You know, analytics always says you get between the 40 to the other 40 midfieldish. That's a good place for 4th down, high percentage conversion rate, but also you give your defense some blades of grass to take care of. This situation, that's a little bit bold, especially when you just had a fumble 2 plays before that put you in a backed up situation.
And Coach Rodriguez giving it to his offense as they come off the field.
I don't even want to know what was said to Justin Smith-Brown. We talked about PG with Coach Clark. I don't know if I wanted to hear the mic'd up version with Rich Rod talking to him.
Oliver Straw will be punting things away for West Virginia, and back deep is Tasheen Howard. Fair count at his own 35. Oh, you asked yourself, what about Robert Morris? Well, here's what you need to know. Located there in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. We call it
9 mile.
We call it right by the airport.
Okay.
Yeah, Moon Township's right by the Pittsburgh International Airport. As a former Steeler, long Pittsburgh liver, I've been through Moon Township a lot. And Robert Morris, a nice small school. You see the enrollment. I mean, 3,800 on the campus. Very small school, but playing with big heart right now, trying to stay toe-to-toe with this Mountaineer team.
Of course, members of the NEC, Northeastern Conference. 4-2 in the conference last year, 7-5 last season. They'll keep it on the ground to Dante Whack over that right side. Pickup of about 6.
And that was just a good play. The offensive line got a great surge on the right side, capped the end on that force flow outside zone, and got some good yards. It's probably the best yardage I think they've had on a run individually so far in this game.
Whack is guys are like seeing a lot of these guys first action. Ethan Shine, who's been the starting tailback, he was 3rd on the depth chart last season for Robert Morris. Receiver screen to Tyler Evans. Maybe a yard.
That was sniffed out very quick by Ben Cutter. Playing on the outside, he actually looped around the wide receiver trying to run the lead block on that one. And no gain on something you would expect to be usually a 3 to 4 yard gain on what we call a now route, like getting the ball out there now. But great job by the Mountaineer defense.
Evans is a guy very excited about this. Listen, he was a walk-on at West Virginia.
Yeah. Yes.
Transferred to Robert Morris. 3rd down and 3 from their own 42. Tanner steps up under pressure and sacked. Reed Carrico was the first guy to meet him, the transfer out of Ohio State, and that's a 7-yard loss.
And this is a great job of just blowing through on a blitz. And I love this. Chase Wilson actually led the way, and then Reed Carrico came in behind him with the gap that was left between the center and the left guard and just hit Zach Tanner. Zach Tanner tries to step up, kind of trips as well, and then Carrico finishes him off.
Jason Jenkins back in to punt things away. Preston Fox standing at about his own 30. Short kick. Takes a Colonial bounce.
Ooh, a big bounce.
And they'll down that at the 16-yard line. That's a 51-yard punt.
I don't know about the air yards being 51, but it ended at 51. Air yards looked about 26. And then it got a great bounce there to fall within inside the 20. That's a good punt when you think about net from where they were.
So here comes Nico Marchiol. He'll give it to Jaheim White. Over that left side, 4-yard pickup. Camden Wilborn with the stop. We're under 2 minutes left in this quarter. 5 wide here for the Mountaineers. And a flag.
False start.
False start. Number 84 offense. 5-yard penalty. Goes down.
This Ryan Ward, the tight ends, he's a transfer out to North Carolina.
And you're not going to be happy with that. Now think about this: the last 2 drives, the penalty, well, plays that you had that have been negative plays. You have the false start here. You had the fumbled handoff to the wide receiver. So West Virginia not clicking all cylinders offensively.
Marchiol. Look to throw it, keep it, and he's close to a first down.
I mean, Markiel had 40 rushes a year ago, and you see this little dodge there on the blitz off the edge from the slot defender, and then just a foot race to get to the sideline. So a great job by Markiel to make something out of nothing.
And White, this time over the right side. That's a first down. 7-yard pickup for Jaheim White.
Great surge by the offensive line to blow that open for White to get the first down conversion.
Play fake, Markiel, throw, catch. That's Jaden Gray with the catch. 7-yard pickup. And we played a quarter here in West Virginia. Nico Markiel with a touchdown run. It is 7-0 Mountaineers. Second quarter when we come back.
Being a parent is serious business and hard work. We get it, and we're here to support you every step of the way. If you have questions, concerns, or just want to learn more about childhood immunizations, schedule a visit with one of our trusted doctors. We're here to listen, answer questions, and help you make informed decisions. When it comes to your child's health, you want the best, and so do we.
This is game day. This is Mountaineer football.
An open receiver. Gallagher makes the catch. Touchdown.
The air feels different on fall Saturdays in West Virginia. Familiar roads lead us on early morning drives to a place where we feel alive. And traditions bring together a fierce fan base, united by the same passion: West Virginia football. As West Virginia's bank, we've been there, and we'll continue to be there. United Bank, proud to be united with the Mountaineers.
This field belongs to the ones who take it. This season doesn't come with the script. This is where everything is earned, and we mean everything. We don't do handouts here. You want the spotlight? Earn it. You want to shine different? Prove it. 30 years strong, and we keep shining brighter. This is Big 12 football. This is a different league.
Hi, we're WVU. You probably know us for screaming. And yeah, we're pretty good at it. But here, it's more than a chant. It's our celebration of innovation.
Let's go.
Our rallying cry for community.
Let's go!
And honestly, it's just our way of life. So whether you're chasing big dreams or just chasing sunsets,
let's go!
Season opener here for West Virginia, and I tell you what, listen, this is a great college football opening day weekend, and even for this conference. Now listen, Big 12 has taken a few hits on the chin. The Colorado Georgia Tech game, Baylor and Auburn, and obviously Cincinnati and Nebraska, and then the old Monday night. Oh, TCU taking on Chapel Hill.
The fighting Belichick's.
Yes. Here's 2nd and 2 for West Virginia. Markiel on the run. That's complete to Jacob Barrett. And that is another first down.
And they are hustling. Look at the speed and pace with which they're moving to get to the line. Even the linemen are up there ready to go.
Another guy they brought over from Jacksonville State. Clay Ash is in the backfield now. Ash gets the carry. Ash over the right side, and he's close to another first down. Good 8-yard pickup here for West Virginia. And again, they'll go with that tempo.
Yeah, we talked about them not clicking earlier. They're clicking right now as they're moving down the field.
Ash, first down, breaks a tackle. 12-yard pickup for Ash, the sophomore. He's a walk-on, and you know, Rich Rod was telling us how great of a camp this young man's had. He's out of Virginia. He gets the call again. You know, in the first quarter, West Virginia ran 17 plays, 3 first downs. They had 1 scoring drive. Rich Rod said, my target, generally 25 first downs a game, about 120 plays.
Yeah, a little bit off that pace, and I think because of Robert Morris, possessing the ball as long as they have is putting a dent in that. And, of course, you think about the fumble and losing 10 yards. So for West Virginia, first time in this offense trying to get a rhythm here, but when it's on, it is potent.
Looking at 2nd and 9 from the Colonials 24. Here's Markiel to the outside, got the edge. He's got a first down. Jaheim White gave him a nice block.
And this is a differentiator when you can have that quarterback pull it, and we usually call that a quarterback at 8 or at 9 when they're running to the outside. Now on that touchdown drive, he just ran through the backside gap, almost like a cutback lane for a running back. But that's the differentiator. When you start keying on the running back, quarterback can pull it.
2 tight ends. Markiel again, and brought down. Phil J. Bieniemy.
And Phil J. doing a great job. This is another guy, plays the starting nickel, transfer over from North Alabama. We're talking about all these transfers. Another transfer coming in, a guy that Bernard Clark really liked and said he's a guy that you can depend on to play in that nickel and come down and hit.
2nd and 8. Mountaineers racked up over 160 yards of total offense. Markiel, he's going to keep it. Straight up the middle, inside the 10.
Markiel, one of these kids I got to see living out in Arizona, went to Hamilton Huskies, a very proud high school football program out there in Arizona. Think of guys like Terrell Suggs, our alumni from that school. Them and the Chandler Wolves used to have some great matchups, so he brings that toughness from his Arizona roots.
Out of Chandler, Arizona. His father, Ken, played in the NFL, played for the Saints, played for the San Francisco 49ers as well. Let's send White in motion. Markiel on the run, throwing, and out of bounds.
Pass thrown away.
Asher Wilson was the guy who applied the pressure.
And nice twist stunt up at the top of the screen to really force Markiel out to his left. Nothing really there. It's almost like he wanted to run a pop pass, doing the handoff fake and then trying to dump it over the middle. Nothing was there. Feel the pressure, forces him out. And why lose yardage in that moment? Throw the ball away to live to fight another day.
This will be from 27 yards out. Cade Hensley, a transfer from Coastal Carolina. He went 16 of 19 last season there at Coastal Carolina. And that kick is good. 10-0 our score here in Morgantown. It's the season opener. Welcome back. Hey, Mr. Mountaineer.
Let's go!
Okay. In fact, that's Cade Kincaid. He's a junior out of Fayetteville, West Virginia. 71st Mountaineer mascot they've had here in school. Got the honor, named Mr. Mountaineer back in March. Congratulations to him.
Congratulations. And we talk about very few mascots that actually embody the nature of the school.
He
Quite
did.
like that.
Cade got it, yeah.
The Notre Dame mascot, I mean, you know, usually a red beard, you know, looks like that fighting leprechaun, you know. Yeah. Mountaineer man is definitely one of those right there. Good Kincaid.
Ethan had to kick things away for West Virginia. Owen McGraw standing back in his own end zone. Waits for the fair catch. And he'll start things off at the 25.
No miscommunication that time. It was given by the actual kicker. Because you have to remember, last time we had a little flub, had a little hiccup there. And I went to the review, no review there. Clear and present. Get the ball out there to the 25. That's our best shot at success.
So West Virginia got the field goal. Had the football for nearly 5 minutes. 13 plays, 75 yards. Before they got that 27-yard field goal. Now let's see what the Colonials can do. They've had a couple of 3-and-outs on their offensive possessions. First time with the football here in the second quarter. Tanner on the ground. Legs taken out of Dante Wack.
And that play had some promise. But once again, West Virginia cuts down the Robert Morris running back. And right there was a great job by Lewis, Darian Lewis, their starting strong safety, to come down and fill. It's a great lead block, but he filled so fast you couldn't really get ahead of steam. That should have been at least a 6 to 7 yard gain.
Ethan Shine has checked back in for the Colonials. Play fake. Tanner throwing down the sideline and overthrows. And that was Tyler Evans, the former Mountaineer he was looking at.
And Tyler Evans, the guy that Coach Clark talked about being a guy who was his best route runner, had the best release. And great job of putting Zach Tanner on the move and just winging it. Just couldn't get into it to throw it down. Kind of lofted it as he threw off his back leg, and that's what made the ball sail, and wasn't even in a catchable zone by the time it got near Evans.
Robert Morris is 2 for 5 on 3rd down. Looking at 3rd and 7. Tanner looks right, throws, got a man in the seam. It's Kay Holloway. And that's a 1st down. That's a 17-yard pickup for Bobby Moe.
And this is just beautiful construction. Zach Tanner waits, breaks in the zone in between the safety playing the underneath. And I'm sorry, the linebacker playing underneath and the safety over the top. Zach Tanner threads the needle. Good 1st down to move near midfield for the Colonials.
From their own 46. Tanner steps up, dives forward, picks up maybe a yard.
And that was a good job by Tanner to step up in that pocket, feeling the pressure coming from both sides, forcing him up into the middle. And looked like he had a lane for a second, but gets hit in the ankle and kind of stumbles forward. So that play could have been downed in the backfield, but he was able to get that forward momentum and get across the line of scrimmage, at least pick up something.
Dante Wack back in the backfield. Under 5 seconds on the play clock. Wack, did he lose that?
Number 5, Dante Wack, fumble on the play.
Yes, he did lose it.
And it was right at that last second. He got blasted in the back as he's.
And West Virginia football.
The ruling in the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, West Virginia.
And I think it's Braden Siders who came up with it.
And running a counter scheme in the middle, you see him start to get dragged down. And before that knee hits, it's almost like he's trying to carry like a loaf of bread. You want to keep that closer to the body. And right at the end, Fred Perry. Oh no, not Fred Perry. Sorry about that. That was number 6, Jordan Scruggs, coming in and laying the hit at the end that jarred the ball loose. But Braden Siders, the guy on the tackle, and then the recovery. Man, for Zach Alley, you have to be happy, right? He talked about three turnovers in a game. This is one.
Here's one.
And also 10 away from what they had a year ago.
Absolutely. Jordan Scruggs, redshirt senior out of Kansas City. They call him Scooter. Made the hit. Here's Jaheim White. Got to the edge and run out of bounds at the 40. Trey Woods. 7-yard pickup by Jaheim White. Markio. Cam Vaughn with the catch. First down.
Pass is complete to Cam Vaughn.
Cam Vaughn wrapped it up by Jakari Patterson. That seems like a mismatch out there. Linebacker on a top-tier wide receiver.
Play fake. Vaughn again. Another 10-yard pickup.
Cam Vaughn, one of these guys, said brought over from Jacksonville State. A lot of trust there in Rich Rod and running the offense. And he's a big receiver with great catch radius.
Make it 9. Vaughn again, though. That's a first down. Leaps a man. Inside and fumble the football in the end zone. And the Colonials recover. What a play by Xavier Styles. Got hurt early in camp, but came back and made an impression on the coaches. That's why they're playing him. And comes up with the big play.
Wow, what a moment. You saw Cam Vaughn do the unthinkable, right? He leapt up over the receiver, but the ball was not secured. Xavier Styles comes in, rips it out, stays in bounds, rolls into the end zone, recovered by Robert Morris. When all that momentum happened, this is what we're talking about with the new offense. There's still some hiccups here, and you have to be on top of this. And fumble recovery, 2 for the game.
2 fumbles for West Virginia. They're up 10-0 right now in the second quarter. Well, this was just happened here. Fumble, and it was the Colonials. And this is the one that just happened here. Cam Vaughn on the outside makes a play. Looks like he's headed for the end zone, but fumble, and the Colonials recover it in the end zone. So far, the Colonials have forced 2 fumbles. They recovered one of them, and one of the reasons why is just 10-0 here in the second quarter when West Virginia 38-point favorites in this game.
Yeah, behind the line on their progress. Bottled up. Now, this has been a consistency. We're talking about storytelling. West Virginia's defense has been swarming on the ground game. You haven't seen really any big plays by Robert Morris on the ground, and that's their main plan of attack. But it's been the offense that's kind of held back the scoring. Like you said, Justin Smith-Brown, jet sweep fumble, and then, of course, Cam Vaughn. And then, of course, a couple of penalties in there, too. So not as clean as Rich Rod would like. You know, they're well behind their pace of 120 plays a game that he wants to get to.
And one of the reasons why is time of possession. Right now, Robert Morris, well over 11 minutes. They've had the football for time of possession. West Virginia, 10 minutes. That pass is caught by Thomas Lee. He's about that's good enough for a first down. So they'll move the chains, and that's what you want if you're the Colonials. You need sustained drive. Now they got to start capping it off with points.
Yeah, they've got to get on the plus side of the field, but a great job on the slant to Thomas Lee. And this is the guy we're talking about. He has the physical capabilities. When you see him, you know who he is. It's just getting into a rhythm to get him the ball. And for Zach Tanner, smart decision making. Throw the check down. Don't look for the home run ball.
They'll keep it on the ground with Ethan Shine. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
And this West Virginia Mountaineer defense stemming late, but great job of plugging the holes on the influence zone and getting in there. You see the first man on top of it, Asani Redwood, wrapping the ankles in the hole. I will say this defensive line, they're as advertised right now. They say they're going to be big, physical, and tough. They're playing that much so far through a quarter and a half of football.
Second and 10. Tanner will throw it, and he had the tight end Lipinski open as well.
And that's a tough one. Just running a little circle route right there on the hash, wide open, and just misses it. Hits him right in the hands, and that's what you can't have. Stopping the clock. This is your enemy if you're Robert Morris. You want to keep the clock running. Even though you're getting 1- and 2-yard gains in the ground game, clock is churning, and they're taking it down to about 5 seconds left on the play clock and snapping it. That's how they have the time of possession that they do possess.
Third and long. Showing pressure. It's after Tanner. Eludes, throws, and overthrows Thomas Lee. And looks like a flag.
Looks like it's in the holding zone there on the line of scrimmage.
Number 76, offense. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
That's one of the leaders for Robert Morris. Mofe Adewale. Look at the blitz up the middle. Wilson and looks like Carrick are in there forcing Zach Tanner out to his right. And Thomas Lee gets jostled up with the defensive back on that side. That's why it looked like an overthrow, because Lee was trying to break off of it. Top of the route, got hands with each other, and then stopped his progress and ball overthrows.
Yeah, you saw Lee telling Tanner, he was telling him, that's my fault.
Yeah,
kept going.
That's on me. I have to avoid that.
Good pressure on that punt. Preston Fox chases him back. Picks it up at the 15, and he gets upended at the 17-yard line. Good stop by Tyler Evans. 54-yard punt. 10-0 our score here in the second quarter. Hey, don't forget game day. It is heading to Norman next week. Top 25 matchup. You got Michigan taking on Oklahoma. We take a look at what the quarterbacks, of course, big-time quarterbacks, new faces at these programs. How about Julian saying what he is doing? Man, it's been a long afternoon for Arch Manning in the shoe.
Yeah, Arch was not ready for the shoe up in Columbus. Like you said, next week you're going to have John Mateer taking on Bryce Underwood. But a lot of these schools with new faces at the QB position.
Yes. On the ground is Jaheim White. White with about 60 yards rushing there. It's a 3-yard pickup.
And bottled up there early. This is one of the things I do like. They're trying to make sure they keep forcing flow in between, and that's when Marchio likes to pull it once you see that defensive end close down instead of playing up the field in what we call a contained position.
And they go to the jet sweep here. And Singleton. It looked like the ball was on the carpet again, but they say down.
I'll tell you what's going to be the emphasis next week. Yeah, ball security is going to be an emphasis next week. Going down, and the ball is moving before his knee goes down. Wow. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Didn't call it. Hey, it's week 1 for a lot of these refs. Let's see.
It looks like they're going to take another look at that. They should. Mitchell Robinson, first season starting, is the guy who punched that one out. He's the linebacker out of Hilliard, Ohio.
And this is a great drill. When you're talking about already having the issues, right? We've already seen 2 fumbles by West Virginia. So if I'm the defense on Robert Morris, I'm saying you got to go at the ball. Ball security has been an issue. Let's take another look at it.
Watch the punch right there.
The punch right before that knee hits. That ball was bobbling on the other side. Let's see if we got another angle. And the knee is down on the ground. Mitchell Robinson at left hand.
They say down with possession. You take a look there.
I'm gonna push back against that. I'm gonna push back against it. And listen, you got to trust the referee, but that knee is not down, and that ball is in the air.
That ball was out. That ball was out.
Hopefully Bernard Clark doesn't get that angle.
And look, now they want to take another look.
Right. Listen.
Maybe we see a little something.
I don't know if we have a direct line. I don't know if he has this in like an AirPod or something, but that just looks like something. And you notice they haven't played it in the stadium yet. They got the same cameras we got. I might not know much. I'm just a Florida Gator, but his knee did not look like it was on the ground, and a ball was out. Let's take another look at it. Okay, I see 2 knees upright. I still see a knee up, and I see a ball on the ground. Clear space. I can see the earth, and I can see his knee, and they're not connected. So maybe they get a different angle, but that ball looked like it popped out. If this gets overturned, this would be a 3rd fumble by the Mountaineers, and could be a 2nd one lost by the Mountaineers as well. And we're still in the first half, ladies and gentlemen.
And I go back to one of the things that Rich Rod told us when he talked about keys to this game. He said we cannot beat ourselves, and so far offensively, that's what they've been doing.
They've been beating themselves, and that's why we only have a 10-point game here. You said it earlier, 38-point favorites.
Right.
10-zip, 4:51 left in the second, and there's a clear recovery as well. If we're going to spot it, Eldrick Robinson clearly gets the ball possessed before it goes out of bounds. So this could be a turnover, and we're gonna trust those referees. Let's take one more look at it for everybody. Ball is Mitchell Robinson pops the ball out. Ball is out before that right knee hits the ground. And you see clear recovery there by Mitchell Robinson. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
After further review, the ball was fumbled before the player was down.
There you go.
It was recovered by the defense at the 36-yard line. It will be Robert Morris's ball, 1st and 10 at that spot.
Good job, partner. And you know what? Good officiating.
Great officiating. Glad they went for that second look in that moment, because something felt a little fishy, right? And he said, let's hold up. Before we clear this, let's go see it one more time. And let me credit number 9, Eldrick Robinson. I said Mitchell Robinson by accident. Eldrick Robinson recovers that. And this is the best field position for Robert Morris today.
Under 5 minutes. And now you're in the plus side of the field here. at the Mountaineers' 36-yard line. Now let's see if the Colonials can do something. They've got two running backs, split back, Shine and Whack in the backfield, along with Tanner. Play fake. He's going to throw. He's got a man. And that's complete. That's Chaz Middleton who makes the catch. But on the outside, he had a man wide open. That could have been 6.
That could have been 6. And if Zach Tanner was able to actually plant his foot and deliver it, Chaz Middleton could have caught that in stride right here. A little quarter roll out to the left. Delivers the ball, fades just a little bit, but look, oh man, you had him and Tyler Evans both wide open on the left side.
Open. From the 19, inside the red zone. Shine with the carry.
Took a little long on that whistle there. He was stood up, and that whistle went, I mean, about 2 to 3 seconds longer than I anticipated because forward progress was stopped. But once again, week 1 for everybody. Week 1 for everybody, and the referees getting into a rhythm here. But the good thing is for Robert Morris, this is scoring position. We talked to Coach Clark, and this is the area he felt comfortable with Jason Jenkins, that 20 to 25-yard range. So if they don't make any more yards, we at least are in field goal range. But you have to think we got to be aggressive, try and put a touchdown on the board here.
2nd and 9. They'll operate out of the pistol. Play fake. Tanner looking, throwing. Incomplete.
Great pressure, great coverage by the Mountaineers. Let's take another look at it. Coming on a slant, and Zach Tanner wanted to roll out further, but the defensive lineman gets in his way, doesn't allow him to roll all the way out so he can plant his feet. And there was coverage on the backside. The tight end that was supposed to be open was Max Lipinski, but he was covered up by 2 men, so couldn't make the throw that he wanted to. Therefore, throw it out of bounds, live to fight another play.
3:18 until the half. 3rd and 9. Tanner on the roll, on the run, throwing and incomplete.
Looked like Thomas Lee fell down in that moment. Let's take another look. Got a nice rollout boot here to the right, and he's looking for, and there's the receiver that just fell down. I believe that was Thomas. Oh, it's Kay Holloway.
Kay Holloway.
Kay Holloway coming across, trying to have that double move, getting yanked, and yeah. So Tyler Evans was the guy on the backside. Kay Holloway is the guy that fell down. They were trying to run a layered over routes on the rollout, which is how you normally want to try and run that type of play.
This from 36 yards out, Jason Jenkins. He's a grad, 45 of his career long, and that's good. And the Colonial on the board. 10-3 our score here.
1-score game there, Brian. 3:08 left in the first half.
Confidence builder for the Colonials.
Absolutely. You've gotten 2 turnovers already against them. To the Mountaineers, 1 turnover, and there's been 3 fumbles in the game for West Virginia.
You see, the Mountaineers came out smoking on that first drive. 83 yards, they went 10 plays, got that touchdown. Since then, a couple of fumbles and just a field goal.
Yeah, and one that's not noted. There's 3 fumbles. 1 was recovered, and that was a Justin Smith-Brown on the jet sweep. That fumble, they lost 10 yards on that one. That was another drive stalled by the Mountaineers because of that play. And, you know, if you're West Virginia, you don't want to give this team confidence across the way from you. And right now, that was a confidence booster. Hey, we could put points on the board here. We're not going to get blanked. And for West Virginia, you start second-guessing yourself, and maybe you play a little bit tighter now because you do have this going. Three bad plays that have happened in this first half that have been altering the landscape of this game.
Preston Fox from inside his 5. Preston Fox across the 30. Preston Fox. Tight ropes. And they'll mark him out of bounds at the 40-yard line, so about a 36-yard return by Preston Fox.
And this is just a good return setup by the return unit. Look at the lead block there that gets a guy out. But Preston Fox, once again, when you get that speed gauge going, you got to make sure, you know, the tailpipes and the tail feathers are going. And he was a little bit off kilter there and wasn't able to capitalize. He had green grass in front of him.
Clay Ash in the backfield. Play fake to him. They'll throw on the run. That's complete. And it's Grayson Barnes, and he fumbled the football. Wow. Can you believe it?
Are we witnessing this live?
That is the play. It's a fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
Patrick McDonald comes up with the play.
That was jarred loose by Jakari Patterson at the linebacker position. Just puts the helmet on the nose of the football. It goes out. One hop into possession. That is 4 fumbles.
Three of them lost
by
West Virginia.
That is, if I'm Rich Rod, don't put the camera on me, because I don't know if, even if you're skilled or not in sign language or lip syncing or lip reading, you don't want to hear what he has to say right now to his offense.
I'll tell you what, this crowd here at Milan Puskar Stadium, quiet. They're in shock.
Handoff to Dante Wax.
Fred Perry comes up and makes the stop. No gain.
And I believe in the meeting yesterday, the point of emphasis was be smart with the football.
Being smart. He said, we got to get first downs. We must be smart with the football. Not beat ourselves.
Yeah, just put an extra that one right there as far as one of their keys, because it has not been that in this first half of this football game.
The Colonials will go empty set, 5 wide. Tanner under pressure, spins out, throws, and throws it away. Devin Grant is the guy who came in to apply the pressure. We're coming up on 2 minutes left until the half.
And Devin Grant, one of the 4 defensive linemen, he was actually in a stand-up position there. They shifted the line to the right to bring the 4-down rush, and the line turned full sail right, allowing Grant to come unabated to the quarterback, and Zach Tanner does everything in his power to get outside that tackle box, because if he throws it out of bounds with no receiver in the area, that's intentional grounding. So smart play by Tanner to get rid of that football.
3rd and 10. Under 5 on the play clock. You see he's looking for Lee. Under pressure, and he goes down. Reed Carrico.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
And when in doubt, if you're West Virginia, send the house and figure it out.
2-minute timeout. It has been a fumble fest for West Virginia, but the Colonials have not been able to capitalize. 10-3 our score. 10-3 our score. Under 2 minutes until the half. Jason Jenkins will kick things away. We got a flag.
Ball start. Number 44 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
West Virginia 38-point favorites in this game, but just a one-score game as we get ready to head into the half, thanks in part because of fumbles. West Virginia 4 fumbles in this game thus far. They've lost 3 of them. High kick. Fox from his own 11. Fox down the sideline and knocked out of bounds.
That was a pretty good return.
Yep.
Pretty good return there for Preston Fox. You thought he was getting close where there was a player in the halo, but when you're in this situation, you're looking for a spark. You got to do anything necessary. Preston Fox gives him great field position to start out, you know, going from the 40-yard line near midfield. And if you're Rich Rod, you got to finish with a positive because you get the ball coming out of the half. Since you won the toss, deferred, this is a double score opportunity for the Mountaineers.
Great thing, and Preston Fox has had some great returns. You know, he's the captain for the day for this game, and he's out of Morgantown. Jaheim White is tripped up behind the line of scrimmage by Jakari Patterson.
And running influence to the right, so meaning you're sending a deceiving lead back to the left, runs it to the right. Great job by the D-line and Jakari Patterson.
Marchio flares it out to White. And he's forced out of bounds. West Virginia still with 2 timeouts.
And Patterson once again made the play before, now on the coverage here. He's doing a great job of keeping up with Jaheim White. It's like they're playing man coverage, and that's his guys like, hey, listen, number 7, you got number 1.
3rd and long. Marchio under pressure, and he's sacked. Nathan Karabastis, the team captain.
Agent Zero just takes the inside route, goes the inside edge of the tackle, and just blasts through with a big uppercut rip move, and Marchio goes down.
Clock operator, reset the clock to 1:17. Thank you.
That's the last timeout by Robert Morris, as they're going to obviously look to try to set something up here with this return. You got a $1:17 to try to get some points here before the half. Remember, West Virginia deferred. They will get the football to begin the second half.
And they went backwards. They started that drive on the 40. Now you're going to be punting it away on your own 32-yard line. And, you know, just to be clear, I think Coach Clark had a couple of guys go buy a couple black boxes from that CVS.
Yes, he did. Yes,
he did. Because they are playing ball right now.
They manned up.
They manned up real quick.
That's the speech he gave them before they came out. You better man up and come and play.
Yeah. And and I think it all led to that turnover on the plus side, and putting points on the board gave them new life.
Let's see where they mark it out of bounds.
That ball, that was not the type of punt you want when trying to defend the field in this 2-minute drill. Ball hooked to the left, AKA the shank move. That kind of looked like anytime I have an iron out on the golf course, it tends to go left.
So it's only a 33-yard punt, and the Colonials will start from their own 35. Taj Dykes is in the backfield. Pressure off the edge coming. Dykes gets the carry. And a yard maybe. Fred Perry came up and made the stop. And they'll quickly line up.
And I don't know if I'm Robert Morris if I want to necessarily run up to the line and run a 2-minute drill with the success that we've had. You see they're taking time, milking the clock, because at the end of the day, to get out of the first half 10-3, that's a win for an FCS school going up against an FBS school.
We talked about it at the top. Robert Morris has only played 6 FBS teams in their program history, and they've lost all 6 of those games. Last time they played an FBS program was Air Force 2 seasons ago. Ethan Shine gets the carry here. And you're right, they're going to look at it as this is a win. It's 10-3, it's a one-score game.
Yeah, get back to the locker room. And once again, this was made in part by the fact that, you know, turnovers were the key in this first half. 4 fumbles, 3 lost, plus side of the field, and there it is. There's the half.
West Virginia scored a touchdown on their first opening drive. Since then, they've had 4 fumbles, and they've lost 3 of them. 10-3, our score here at the half in Morgantown. Welcome back to Morgantown. We're at the half. West Virginia taking on Robert Morris. Brian Custer, Max Starks here with you. You know, the Big 12 chairman, Brett Yormark, called this the conference of quarterbacks. He's got a point. 9 of the teams are returning their starting quarterback who had really prolific seasons last year.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys we saw early. We saw Avery Johnson. We saw Rocco Beck go down in Ireland. Then, of course, you have to remember Sam Level at ASU and that historic run they had a year ago. So a lot of excitement here in the Big 12.
And, of course, a lot of excitement here in Morgantown for their new quarterback, Nico Marchiol, who've got to start now. For more on how the Big 12 quarterbacks have panned out, here's Pete Souza and Tyler McCarg on Inside the 12.
Welcome back to Inside the 12. I'm Pete Souza. He is Taylor McCarg, the quarterback. And right now, we're going to go in the quarterback club. My question about this exclusive group is, like, Do you guys get smokers jackets, or is there VIP access? I would know nothing about this club.
Yeah, not that I'm aware. I mean, maybe we can get the Big 12 to send us some pins like this. We'll wear those during the show. But no, I thought week 0, the 3 that we saw on display, really good quarterback performances out of all 3. So you can nitpick a few things here and there. But I think it speaks to, again, the depth at the quarterback position for the league as a whole. We talked about that some last week. We will as the season goes along. But a good first performance for all 3 quarterbacks that we saw out of the Big 12.
This is a great segment for football junkies. You're going to take us inside the film room, and we're going to start with Rocco Becht. Not exactly overwhelming numbers, 14 of 28 for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns.
But delivering the ball down the field late was what was most impressive. This touchdown to Brett Eskelson, I thought, was maybe his best throw of the day. Look at this window right here. This is a tough throw. The defender between him and his receiver's got to drop that in the bucket over the shoulder. Little stop and go. I love the play design. Get the corner in conflict. Receiver Eskelson gets behind him. But this throw was fantastic in wet and rainy conditions from Rocco Becht. I thought he did a fantastic job delivering the ball down the field. You saw 13 personnel, 14 personnel, 3 and 4 tight ends on the field, and that benefited Rocco Becht tremendously. And I'll say it one more time to drive this point home. The throws that he made late in the game down the field in contested windows, that to me, along with converting on 4th downs, that was the difference in the game for Iowa State.
Let's go to Avery Johnson. It was almost like the opposite of Rocco Becht. His numbers actually looked pretty good, but in watching the game, he didn't knock me off my feet. What did you see?
I thought he did a nice job taking what the defense gave him. In this clip that we're going to show you, this was a savvy throw from Avery Johnson. He had some downfield passes that went for touchdowns, but this was a great throw, leading his receiver, the tight end, away from that defender. You see the corner crashing down on this over route. If he throws this ahead of his receiver, this is either an incompletion, a blown-up player, or an interception. And if you watch how he throws this on the back shoulder, I thought was a fantastic job by Avery Johnson protecting his receiver. And I also thought, we talked a lot about last week, Iowa State playing that 3-high safety look. It's a 3-3-5. They keep everything in front of them. And Avery Johnson, I thought, did a really nice job of taking what the defense gave him. And I think the completion percentage that you saw, a lot of it was underneath throws. And the shot plays that were there, he converted on. Remember, there was a drop touchdown in the end zone as well that he threw on a great ball. The loss is not on Avery Johnson. I thought he played really well.
Well, one of the things I felt like helped unlock him was Matt Wells. I thought there were some pretty nice play calls there that opened up that offense for Avery Johnson, their new offensive coordinator.
There's no doubt. And I also, the only thing that I would be curious as the season goes along, do they have any more designed quarterback run game?
Got more halftime for you. We're at the half. It's West Virginia taking on Robert Morris. 10-3 is our score here at the half. West Virginia on top of Robert Morris here in Morgantown. Brian Custer alongside Max Starks. What a weekend it is for opening weekend for college football. Big games, of course, ahead. Some have already happened in Columbus. You had number 1 against number 3, the defending national champions, Ohio State, taking on Texas. Arch Manning, first opportunity to see him as a starter. Had a rough day there in the Shoey, and that Ohio State defense came to play.
The Ohio defense definitely did all of that. They pressured him. 1 touchdown, 1 interception on the day. Nothing truly impressive for Arch Manning, the Heisman favorite, having a rough start to the season.
How about tonight? Notre Dame and Miami. Everyone keeps saying, is this the year for the Canes? Is the U back? But they got Notre Dame, who, of course, was in the national championship game last year.
Catholics versus convicts reinvigorated here. And then, I mean, when I think about this game, think about what Notre Dame did just a year ago in the college football playoff. I was there watching them beat Indiana in the first round. A lot of momentum for that squad going into this season, and a very hungry, like you said, Miami squad. Cam Wardless, but let's see, with Carson Beck at the helm, can they get the job done?
And then, of course, since we're here in Big 12 country, what about TCU? They got to go into Chapel Hill and take on Bill Belichick, his debut as a college football coach.
This is going to be something amazing. You think, can the NFL pedigree, can the success, look at that, 6-time Super Bowl champion, second most all-time wins as an NFL head coach. Does that transfer now down to the collegiate level? Can he get these Tar Heels going in Chapel Hill? It's going to be a really fun one.
Yeah, it should be really good game, and we'll see what happens there. We've got highlights and the statistics from the first half coming up here from Morgantown when we come back. We're at the half here in Morgantown. Season opener for West Virginia and Robert Morris. Mountaineers on top, 10-3. Brian Custer alongside Max Starks. And, you know, two things jump out to me here when you look at that score. Time of possession. Robert Morris with the football over 17 minutes compared to just the 11 for the Mountaineers. And then the turnovers. 4 fumbles by West Virginia in that first half. They lost 3 of those.
And that's been really the tail of the tape because Robert Morris hasn't done anything offensively. Only 81 yards of total offense, but here's what it starts with. You go into the game, you're feeling good, ball goes out for Robert Morris, and they lose a possession, but then Cam Vaughn tries to leap over a guy, loses the football into the end zone, and recovered by Robert Morris. Let's count it, that's number 1. Now we go back into this again, another big play, and the ball gets punched out by Mitchell Robinson Jr., and that's now number 2. And then, of course, we get here on the top, another hit. Jakari Patterson putting the ball right at his helmet crown and knocking it out. And that's really what we see here when we look at these first half stats. That time of possession you talked about is a big glaring number for not a lot of production by Robert Morris, because you look, West Virginia, 234 yards.
Wow.
Only 12 minutes, but only 10 points.
Yeah, that is something that Rich Rodriguez teams do not do, especially the 3 turnovers in the first half. When we come back, the second half, West Virginia, Robert Morris. We'll be right back.
Is serious business. Being a parent is serious business and hard work. We get it, and we're here to support you every step of the way. If you have questions, concerns, or just want to learn more about childhood immunizations, schedule a visit with one of our trusted doctors. We're here to listen, answer questions, and help you make informed decisions. When it comes to your child's health, you want the best, and so do we.
Here, we take care of each other, no matter where that takes us. To the frontiers of science, to find breakthrough treatments, or new pathways to resilience and recovery. We're advancing medicine in ways only West Virginia can. Because in medicine, we are trailblazers, and every step forward is for you.
The air feels different on fall Saturdays in West Virginia. Familiar roads lead us on early morning drives to a place where we feel alive. And traditions bring together a fierce fan base, united by the same passion: West Virginia football. As West Virginia's bank, we've been there, and we'll continue to be there. United Bank, proud to be united with the Mountaineers.
This field belongs to the ones who take it. This season doesn't come with the script. This is where everything is earned, and we mean everything. We don't do handouts here. You want the spotlight? Earn it. You want to shine different? Prove it. 30 years strong, and we keep shining brighter. This is Big 12 football. This is a different league.
Hi, we're WVU. You probably know us for screaming. And yeah, we're pretty good at it. But here, it's more than a chant. It's our celebration of innovation.
Let's go.
Our rallying cry for community.
Let's go!
And honestly, it's just our way of life. So whether you're chasing big dreams or just chasing sunsets,
let's go!
Back here in Morgantown as we get ready to begin the second half. You're watching the Big 12 here on ESPN. 10-3 is our score. West Virginia will get the football to begin here the second half. And it has been the return of Rich Rodriguez, making his second tenure here as head coach here at West Virginia. You might remember Rich Rod's been, what, 7 years here in his first stint. 60 victories he racked up during that time, and what a stint he had from 2001 to 2007. Had a nearly 70% win percentage, 4 conference championships. In fact, his final 3 seasons here in Morgantown, West Virginia went 32-4 from 2005, 2007. And look, many believe they could have went to the national championship back in 2007 when they, of course, lost that game to Pitt.
Yeah, it was very, very tough. And you're talking about a very different Big East. Because you also remember, Miami was in that conference, and they went toe-to-toe with a lot of those teams. And so you hope to come back and kind of bring some of that luster from the past and the nostalgia, but put it into the current roster. These youthful guys, heck, a lot of these kids might have been just babies the last time Rich Rod was here. And now playing here in this second half, trying to start a new era, got to overcome some of the early fumbles that they had in this first half and try and put together a clean half of football to finish out this game if you're West Virginia.
Jenkins to kick things away. Low kick. And it's brought down at the 35 by Ryan Ward. Here's Coach Clark. Bernard Clark in his 8th season. Look, he was the NEC Northeastern Conference Coach of the Year in 2019. Played college football at the University of Miami. Won national championships in '87, '89. Hey, he was the Orange Bowl MVP when they won the national championship as well in '89, and also an author. Wrote a book. Jaheim White over the right side, churning the legs, and he's close to midfield before he's brought down. 13-yard pickup for Jaheim White.
A big first statement to start this half. A good 13-yard run, just running off tackle, straight ahead. A very physical type of football play.
You got a Colonial down on the ground. Just pops back up as Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson looked like lower leg. Now, the one thing, we were down on the field earlier, it was a little bit toasty, a little hot, even though it looks beautiful here. And I remember the season opener a year ago here against Penn State, and we had a long lightning delay. Very different this time around, so very warm. So it's going to be key. Hydration is key for both of these teams.
White almost at 70 yards rushing. He gets the call again. Bounces off of Colonial. Keeps his balance. He's in Robert Moore's territory. That's almost a 10-yard pickup, 9 yards for Jaheim White.
Yeah, 22 yards on 2 carries already for Jaheim White. Talk about coming out and trying to make a statement in the second half as an offense, running the ball on 2 straight downs and across into Robert Moore's territory.
Mark Hill, he's going to keep it this time. Tripped up at the 35. Trey Woods makes the stop. 7-yard pickup by the quarterback.
Love the fake out to the left like he's going to throw a now route, and then you had 2 pullers going back off to the right side and him running a counter lead, a quarterback counter lead to the right for a big gain.
Mark Hill again, the keeper.
Good 4-yard gain, and the reason why Markio had to pull it, he wanted to hand it off on the jet sweep, but the defensive end came up in the contain, and he didn't want to hand it off for a negative play, so he tucked it at the last second and just got forward to get some yards.
Fake the pitch to White, throw over the middle, got the tight end, Barnes. Inside the red zone at the 11, 19-yard pickup.
And a good fake. It got the linebacker, Eldrick Robinson, to freeze his feet and stand up and then throw the pop pass on the seam right over the top to the tight end.
And White gets the carry. Tried to bounce it outside. Jerry Riggins makes the stop for the Colonials.
And this looks like what we expected to see from West Virginia. Constant pressure, quick on the ball, completions, keeping the ball churning, but keeping the ball moving forward.
This looked like their first offensive possession to begin the game. Markiel inside the 5, brought down at the 4.
And on cue, this was once again the play that they scored their sole touchdown on was that. Oh, and there looks to be another player down.
Big 99.
Oh, that's big. Okechukwu Egbuzian. The big man up front. I mean, 6'2", and I'm just going to go with, it says 295. That might have been the first day of training camp. He might have hit the lunch hall a little bit. He looks every bit of 300, and it looks like there is a right leg cramp. That is one of the things you worry about here with this heat, and this is artificial turf, Cuss. So that's the other thing that you don't think. Natural grass absorbs heat. Artificial grass bounces it back into your face. So you feel the heat coming from down above, from the sun, but then when it hits the ground, it bounces and reflects back up into you. So you're getting a constant heat pressure. And for these guys, you got to stay hydrated. And this is one of the things when you're playing this up-tempo offense, defenders tend to kind of fall off very quickly.
8th play of this drive that has gone nearly 3 minutes. Clay Ash in the backfield with Markiel. They fake the pitch to him. Markiel keeps it. Markiel brought down at the 1.
It's going to be about a half-yard shy for them, and there seems to be another down player. Oh, they called the first down. And another down.
Now, one thing I just want to point out.
Time out for an injury.
I want to point this out. One of the things that the officials will be looking at this season is what they call feinting, or for lack of a better term, they call flopping when it comes to these injuries. And if the referees determine that defensive players are faking injuries, they can penalize them. You take away a timeout, and if you don't have any timeouts left, then it becomes a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, and that's the point. And we've seen that so far through these first 2 weeks of football, a lot of teams losing timeouts because of that very issue.
Here's Jaheim White over that right side. Touchdown, West Virginia.
And this is just getting big and just root hogging, so to speak. And Jaheim White skies over the offensive line, nose of the football, crosses the end zone line, creating the touchdown. A second rushing touchdown for the Mountaineers. First one by Markiel, the quarterback. They tried it twice with him and said, when in doubt, just jam it in there with the running back, Jaheim White, your lead back, and he finishes off a beautiful first drive to start the second half for the Mountaineers.
9 plays, 64 yards. They did it in 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Jaheim White with a touchdown, 17-3 the score here in Morgantown. 17-3, our score here in the second half, third quarter, as West Virginia just went right down the field in the first offensive position. Got the touchdown, and Rich Rod always coaching. Listen, he's talking to Jaheim White. Like, hey, all you got to do is point that thing over that goal line.
Get it over the goal line and protect yourself. You saw the elbows. You know, there's a little bit of Little John there. You know, throw some bows.
Yeah.
Don't let him punch at the ball.
So the Mountaineers score a touchdown on their opening drive of the game and on the opening drive here of the second half. Owen McGraw from inside his own 5 gets tripped up across the 15. Hey, look, I know offensively West Virginia's coughed it up 4 times, but defensively, hey, they've been pretty stout.
Yeah, defense has done their job. You saw Fred Perry flying in there and blocking the ball. And then the run defense, they've only given up 20 yards in the first half total. Longest play was 9 yards, and that was Zach Tanner on a scramble. Force a fumble, hats on the football. They're flying around. Zach Alley's doing his job, but the offense trying to be in conjunction and coordination with what the defense is doing, because they're doing their part, and now another score gives them a little bit more breathing room.
Ethan Shine in the backfield with Zach Tanner looking left, flushed, shakes, and brought down. That's a sack. Chase Wilson. That's a loss of 3.
And Zach Tanner, this is a great job blitzing through off the edge late, forcing flow. Zach Tanner just takes the ball and tucks it and makes the decision to run a little bit sooner and gets north. He might have actually gotten some yards, or at least gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that little hesitation, like he still wants to throw it, those are the decisions that if you're Bernard Clark, you're like, hey, we have to speed up this process so we can get some positive yardage.
Second and 13, high snap. And Tanner throws it behind Lipinski, his tight end.
And this West Virginia defense is now lathered up. They have new life, just like Robert Morris had it at the end of the half, kicking that field goal to put points on the board. Now that West Virginia offense has put points on the board, this West Virginia defense is really reinvigorated, and they're playing very tenacious here, putting a lot of pressure on Zach Tanner.
Third down and 13. Over the middle, in and out of the hands of Ja'Kai Carter. Had it in his hands, dropped it, a little behind him, but if it hits your hands, you got to catch it.
I mean, that's wide receiver 101, right? Put it in the catch radius and 2 hands on it and a drop. And that's kind of been the tail of the tape here for Robert Morris in their air attack. Has been the guys have been there. Zach Tanner's found them, but yet the ball might float a little bit, not necessarily put on the point, and they can't convert those plays. That was 3 straight passes in a row, not a lot of time off the clock.
High punt. Fox brought down as soon as he caught it. About a 38-yard punt. Robert Morris defense, well, all they've done is force 4 fumbles. They've recovered 3 of them.
And it's been very, very high-hitting, high-tempo type of plays. And to only have given up 17 points so far in this game, they've done a monumental job of really being big. And there you go, a big sack on the play as well. So defense doing their job, but they need their offense to help them out.
Jaheim White, stutter step, bounces it to the outside. Patrick McDonald makes the stop, but a 4-yard pickup by White.
And the tempo starting to heat up for this West Virginia offense. Now back in to Robert Morris territory for a 2nd straight drive in a row.
White now with 86 yards rushing. Marchiol, the slant, complete, flag.
I see 2 flags out there.
Fox made the catch.
There's a slip in the backfield, too, by Jaheim White.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 54, offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, second down.
That's going to go against the big man in the middle, Walter Youngbear, one of the transfers as well, transfer from Tulsa. Guy they feel really confident about being a difference maker on that offensive line, that remade offensive line. But, you know, one of the areas you get, is it a screen or is it a pass? That's where you get that no man's land, and that's when the ineligible receiver or man downfield happens.
5 wide, pressure coming off the edge, quickly getting away with it. Getting it out of his hand is Marchiol, but it's incomplete. He's looking at Oran Singleton.
Tried to hit him right there, pop him in the slot, and unfortunately Singleton couldn't hold on to the pass.
You see the total plays, 46 for West Virginia. That one crossing route, Singleton. He's in Colonial territory. 8-yard pickup. 4th down and 4. And they'll go for it.
Analytics says so, Brian. This is the area. You don't go for it on your own 23. Right. You go for it in the opponent's 45.
And we got a full start. And that's going to be Tykees Crawford, transfer out of Arkansas.
Full start. Number 74, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Tykees Crawford, he heard something. I don't know if there was a cowbell, a whistle, or something in the stadium, but he jumped off, and now the punting unit comes on there. So Tykees Crawford, the latest offender, and these are those moments when you talk about hiccups. You got a great pace of going, and then you shoot yourself in the foot. You stub your toe with penalties or fumbles. It's kind of been the tale of the game for West Virginia thus far.
Oliver Straw will kick things away. Tasheen Howard calls for the fair catch at his own 11. .8:45 left here in the 3rd quarter. 14-point lead for West Virginia. .27th year as a head coach for Rich Rodriguez. It all started here when he was a player. This is his alma mater. Graduated in '86. Coach here in 2001 to 2007. Racked up 60 victories as head coach here in his first stint in Morgantown. He's from Granttown, West Virginia, about 40-minute drive here from Morgantown.
And in that last picture with the legendary Sam Huff, I'm looking at his retired number in the end zone here, the closed end of the end zone. And talk about a man, a legendary West Virginia native and Mountaineer. Linebacker, wore the number 75. Crazy how that is.
Handoff goes to Dante Wack. You know, after the game, tradition here, people in these stands here at the stadium stay and they sing Country Roads.
Yeah.
All because of Rich Rod. Started it back in 2002.
And the tradition lives on, and trust me, every Mountaineer faithful knows that song by heart, and you see the crowd standing. So a great tradition, and Rich Rod, I'm sure, is happy to be back and still hearing that. Hopefully come the fourth quarter when his team is winning and they play that song once again.
2nd and 8 coming from the Colonials from their own 14. They'll keep it on the ground. Dante Wack.
Another great job by this West Virginia defense, just swarming. I mean, the run defense has been impressive. The pass defense has been impressive. And you say, why isn't the game more lopsided? And that's where offense has to be inserted. And they got to take some accountability for it to also do their part, because defense is doing a great job. Special teams is doing a great job. And offense still, you know, this is what happens when you have 81 new players, a lot of new faces getting used to this system.
11 new starters on defense for West Virginia. They've only allowed 22 yards on the ground rushing for Robert Morris. Pressure coming up the middle. But Tanner, and a flag is thrown. And that's going to be on that, looks like, with the secondary of the Mountaineers.
Can't see the number from here.
Holding, number 3, defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Michael Coates. He's their best cover corner.
Ooh, and that was tough. Dante, ooh, no, that's not Dante Wack in the backfield. That was a big blow up there on the blitz. And then we kind of see it at the bottom of the screen on the right. We can't really see it that late. Michael Coates looked like he had a hand on Thomas Lee, and that's what led to the automatic first down. So for Robert Morris, that's a victory, because you didn't want to go another 3 and out and give the ball back to the Mountaineers without taking some time off the clock.
They'll move it to their own 23. Wack bounces off a Mountaineer and then dropped behind the line of scrimmage by Devin Grant. 3-yard loss.
And doesn't look like Dante Wack was too happy about the little extracurricular at the end. But listen, that was a great job. Look, they bottled everything up, and then, yeah, little spin move there to get him out there. And Devin Grant kind of gave a little extra, looked like a dance routine a little bit, but, you know, slinging him to the ground, that's usually called as a little extra, being a personal foul, but not in that situation. So Dante Wack took personal to that extra little bit of spinning.
Colonials will go 5 wide now. Empty set for Tanner. Steps up in the pocket, and he's sacked. Fumbled the football, it's loose. And the Mountaineers pick it up.
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, West Virginia.
Hammond Russell, the strip sack. And Reed Carrico makes the recovery.
And Hammond Russell just gets it there, taking on 2 defenders and just strips the ball loose. And you see it go through the legs of 1 defender, 2nd defender, finally the 3rd one. Reed Carrico corrals it in. But a great job by the big man in the middle. Hammond Russell is one of those guys that, you know, has been here, Dublin native, 5th-year senior, 6'3", 312, comes away with a big play.
Second turnover for the Colonials to the outside, and Bray. Jaden Bray inside the 15, brought down at the 13-yard line.
Yep, Colonial's playing off coverage. Throw the now route to Bray and let Bray get free, and he breaks free for about 11 yards in that first down.
Marchio. Jet sweep. Gallagher inside the 5.
Two chunk plays right there, and we're talking about right there, 1st and goal in 2 plays. That's how fast they can turn it on, but ball security has to be key for the Mountaineers.
Marchio to Jaheim White. Jaheim White has his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. th rushing career touchdown for Jaheim White, 2nd of the afternoon, and West Virginia puts another TD on the board.
And where's that button? Remember that store that has office supplies and has a little red button?
Yeah.
Says that was easy. Yeah. That's what it felt like to have those consecutive plays from West Virginia off the quick sudden change turnover and capitalize on that. And now the scoring has kind of opened up a little bit in this ball game as West Virginia is sitting there with a comfortable 21-point lead.
3 plays, 24 yards, did it in less than a minute. Jaheim White, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. The Mountaineer loading up his ammunition, because you know what? They've come out firing here in the 2nd half, put a couple of points on the board, and you know when you score touchdowns, the Mountaineer, you got to do some push-ups now.
I don't know how many of those actually count. I mean, my uncle was there. My uncle used to make me do push-ups when we missed layups. I don't know if he would count those. A lot of arm moving, a lot of not body moving.
Owen McGraw from inside his 5. Fair catch. They'll start from their own 25. Jaheim White's got a couple of touchdowns here on the afternoon to go with 90 yards rushing, 17 carries, 2 TDs for Jaheim White, who many have said coming into this season probably the best back in the Big 12.
And a lot to live up to. Obviously, injuries sidelined him a year ago. He didn't get to 1,000 yards. He was well on pace early on, but now it's his backfield. And he's leading the charge, and right now having a fine afternoon. Like you said, 90 yards and a pair of touchdowns to go on it. Thus far, we're still in the third quarter.
And you can see what Zach Tanner has done, just 6 of 17 for 61 yards passing. They're in the pistol. Ethan Shine gets the carry. Ethan Shine up the middle, keeps his legs turning. Ethan Shine's got a first down.
And there we go. I mean, I think right there is the longest run of the day for the Mountaineers. And this play is just man up, belly play right up the middle. Ethan Shine keeps his hand, uses the tripod, uses the hand to keep himself going, and gets to a first down for Robert Morris, who desperately needed that in this second half just to break up the monotony of the Mountaineers offense.
Shine was a guy who was third on the depth chart last season, dropped 10 pounds over the summer, won the starting job this season for the Colonials, and gets the carry again. Smart kid, 3.7 GPA.
Ooh, a little action afterwards outside of the scrum, and that was Braden Siders. I mean, I feel like that was a 2-point takedown in wrestling. He has just slung the opposing Robert Morris Colonial. Couldn't see if that was a fullback or not. That was Richard Ransom, the tight end. Got a little physical out there, but hard running, and once again, not trying to milk this clock if you're Robert Morris, trying to slow down and give your defense a breath because of the hard-charging offense of West Virginia.
Generally, they snap it under 5 seconds on the play clock, just like there. And there is Tyler Evans. And that's good enough for another first down. They'll move the sticks again.
And trying to build some momentum here. If you're Robert Morris and Tyler Evans just run a little short in and back in motion, and then just squirts out the backside, and Zach Tanner IDs him, puts the ball on him, and allows for him to get stretched forward for the first down.
Ethan Shine is checked out. Dante Wack back in for Robert Morris. He gets the call. Picks up maybe a half a yard. Chase Wilson with the stop.
Yeah, this defensive line, I mean, Hammond Russell, Adam Tomczyk, Edward Vesterinen. that's a tongue tie. The Finnish guy, I will call him that. Eddie Kelly and Braden Siders have been doing a great job on that defensive line of really moving and playing laterally and disengaging from blocks and not really a lot of big plays. I mean, we just talked about it. The biggest play was 11 yards rushing for this team, and that just happened a couple plays ago.
Taj Dykes has checked in now in the backfield. Play fake to him, and Tanner will throw it away. He was under pressure. Fred Perry came flying in there.
Yeah, nickel blitz off the edge. As we take another look at it, see Fred Perry at the bottom of the screen just closes down, and once he sees that he's wide open and you can see 17's number clear, Fred Perry has no problem pulling the trigger and going after him, forcing Tanner to throw that ball into the dirt just to avoid the sack.
3rd and long again for the Colonials. From their own 48. Tanner, plenty of time, throws and dropped. Taj Dykes had it, dropped it.
Hit him in the one place he didn't expect it, right in his chest on that one. That's a tough one, because when you talk about the momentum they had, they got 2 first downs there, and they started to approach towards midfield, and then a pair of plays, the pressure, throwing the ball away, and then right there, Taj Dykes right in the middle, running just a shallow crosser. Ball gets put right on him in stride and can't haul it in. And now Robert Morris punting once again in this ball game.
2:26 left in the quarter. So here comes the West Virginia offense. Put up that touchdown last time they had it. 33-yard punt.
And we got 2 touchdowns already in this quarter, and we still got about 2:16 left. So West Virginia finally getting some rhythm going, and a great opportune turnover on the plus side of the field for the defense has led to where we are at with this 24-3 score. Let's see if they can add to that.
Markio will keep it. Brought down at the 22.
Yeah, that play has bore a lot of fruit today for Markio, pulling it and running out the backside. But right there, Robert Morris was not fooled on the play. They were ready to attack.
They'll go to the empty set now. Markio on the run. And he hits his tight end, Grayson Barnes.
That was a good job getting flushed out. Wanted to stay in the pocket, but as he started to force to the left, Grayson Barnes does a great job of disengaging and running down the sideline stride for stride with his quarterback to ID him really easily to get the short down.
That's Ash on 3rd and 1. Enough for a first down. That'll move the sticks for West Virginia.
So it was methodical, and this is what Robert Morris didn't want to get into. Their defense being pressed and put into these situations with this up-tempo offense as you're trying to catch your breath because they're right at the line. They're not huddling at all. They're getting everything from the sidelines and going.
They fake the jet sweep. Markio with the keeper. It's like a 6-yard pickup. Patrick McDonald with the stop.
I don't know if this is what you want. You know, oh
my goodness,
that was
Clay Ash took it.
Oh, he took it, and he delivered it from David Johnson. Was huge on that play. Somebody get the license plate of that truck?
You ain't lying. Under a minute left in the quarter. To the outside. That's Jaden Bray. Another first down pickup. 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, solid day for Bray as well. I mean, he's just been steady Eddie. I know Cam Vaughn's the headliner, but Jaden Bray's been doing some great work along with Preston Fox from that receiving corps.
White with the carry. And that'll be the final play here in the 3rd quarter. A couple of touchdowns put up by the Mountaineers.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
And the lead is 21. 24-3 our score. The 4th quarter from Morgantown when we come back. Fourth quarter here in Morgantown. Season opener for West Virginia and Robert Morris. And it's the return of Rich Rodriguez. Begins his second tenure, and the Mountaineers up 21. Markio pump fakes and throws it away. Cam Vaughn had cut that route short.
And for Markio, pressure right in the faces. He was trying to release the football, so I think that also played into it.
He'll go 5 wide. Markio again in the flag.
False start once again. Another penalty on this West Virginia offense.
Number 54, offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Second penalty there for the left guard, Walter Youngbear. We talked about him earlier, the transfer from Tulsa. Guy looking to be a leader on this offensive line and just moves back just a hair too fast. Once again, the feet didn't move, but there was a lot of upper body movement there as he was trying to get back in pass protection.
6th penalty on West Virginia. That pass is complete to Cam Vaughn. In Colonial territory. Gain of 11, about a yard shy. And they'll go with that Mountaineer push again. And this time they get it.
Yeah, the Mountaineer shove works again.
Talk to me about Markio, because again, first time as a starter running this Rich Rod offense, which he said was, you know what, a learning curve for him. Talk to me about what you've seen out of him in running this Rich Rod tempo offense.
I think he's done a really good job of managing, getting everybody in place. You haven't seen any lineman errors, and also the decision to pull every once in a while with that RPO system that they like to run, or the double option, as I like to say. And he's just done a great job of really navigating. It's really been everybody else kind of around him in that offense that's had the hiccups with the fumbles.
This one downfield, he's looking for Vaughn. He got him, touchdown. He's their home run hitter, and you know why. They brought him over from Jacksonville State with Rich Rod, and that's why. Best athlete, he said, on the squad.
And we saw it on full display. What a beautiful job. Pass protection was great. Nice, clean pocket. Markio IDs it. Cam Vaughn just blows past everybody, running a noun route straight down the sideline. Has to ID the ball. Looks left and right. Back shoulder fade, perfectly executed, and another score here for the Mountaineers to start off this fourth quarter.
Cam Vaughn. Markio hiccup for 46 yards, 31-3 is our score. 31-3, our score here in the fourth quarter. You know, West Virginia had 10 points. The half.
The entire half, first half.
Here in a quarter and about a minute, they put up 21 points. 46-yard touchdown pass by Markio to Cam Vaughn. Vaughn, 7 catches, 127 yards receiving today, and a touchdown catch.
Not bad for a guy who made the switch from high school as a quarterback to wide receiver. Conference USA all-freshman team a year ago, putting on a show today for his home opener and his new team.
Owen McGraw from his own 2. Flag and brought down close to the 20.
I wonder if that was a holding on the return team. The ref had a good 20-yard throw there. He saw it great distance and let that flag launch.
During the return, holding number 85 of the return team at the distance to the goal line, first down.
You know, when we talked with Rich Rod before this game, he said there's 2 guys I got to get the football to offensively. Jaheim White and Cam Vaughn. And you can see Markio from 46 yards, this hook up.
Yeah, dropped it in his front shirt pocket. Beautiful back shoulder fade. Cam Vaughn looks inside, adjusts for the outside of the fade route, running a streak down the sidelines. And Cam Vaughn, special guy. A lot to be excited for if you're a Mountaineer fan watching number 4 do his work.
You know, I did the Cure Bowl this past season. Cam Vaughn had 9 catches, 183 yards and a touchdown against Ohio University in that bowl game. The kid is special. It's one of the reasons why Rich Rod brought him over to West Virginia from Jacksonville State.
Yeah, and also a member, he's on the Biletnikoff watch list as well. So, you know, in the Big 12, we all know they like to air the football. We showed that graphic at halftime, 9 QBs with over 2,400 yards. You have to think Nick Markio wants to be in there, counted amongst that group as a guy who can spin the football. And right there, having number 4, that makes your job a lot easier.
Tanner again from the gun, throws. And he was looking at Thomas Lee.
Let him
down coming.
Let him a little bit too much to the outside on that throw, because Thomas Lee had separation from the defensive back, but Tanner kind of sailed it a little bit too wide out to his right.
The Colonials have gone 0 for 6 on their last 6 third downs here, so you got to move the chains. You can do anything.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
And try to keep it on the ground. And maybe a couple. Owen McGraw with the carry. And they will punt it away.
That's another 3 and out. The one thing you don't want if you're Robert Morris is to do that. Your defense has been put in a bind. And like you said, giving up 21 points so far in this contest in the second half means that's a tired defense right there. And not getting much yardage, backed up situation. The goal has always been, in my experience as an offensive lineman, you take pride. You want to get at least 2 first downs because that flips the field for your defense. But in this moment, when you're going short and you're kicking deep, not a lot of good things can happen from that.
Here's Fox from his own 40. He's brought down at the 46-yard line, 48-yard punt. 12 minutes left in this football game, and it's West Virginia up 28. Welcome back. And welcome back, Rich Rodriguez, to your alma mater. He had so much success as a head coach, 70% win percentage, 60-26. He went from 2001 to 2007. Won 4 conference championships. He's even got basically the entire family on staff. His son helps with the quarterbacks. His daughter is in the production staff. It's a family affair as Rodriguez makes his second tenure here. We got new quarterback. Jalen Henderson is in at quarterback. Transfer out of Texas A&M. Sincere Bowers got the carry there. And you look at Henderson, he's a redshirt senior out of LA. He last played a couple of seasons ago at A&M, where he started the final 4 games of that season. Threw for 715 yards, 6 TDs. Ran for a couple of touchdowns as well. Great athlete. Can run really well, and he keeps it here. You see the legs, a flag comes out. He's brought down near the 40.
And all those moves, I think that's in the holding zone right there for the offense backing up. But like you said,
number 65, offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
All right, that was on Malik Agbo, reserve tackle for West Virginia. And, you know, you just talked about it as you were saying it about the run capability, and Agbo just doesn't disengage, gets the hand underneath. Once you see a D lineman spin on the outside, that's usually a clear sign that he's being held, and the referee just made a very, very apropos throw of the flag and an easy call for him.
Here goes Henderson, takes off, cuts back, and brought down at the 41. 19-yard pickup. I told you, the kid has got wheels.
And just a beautiful quarterback counter here. Great lead block there by Bowers to lead the way for Henderson to kind of weave his way down the field and get that first down.
And for some who may be asking, where's Max Brown? He, of course, was in that quarterback competition with Markiel and Brown. As Bowers bounces it to the outside. Brown, the transfer out of Charlotte, but he injured his hamstring this past week, so that's the reason why you don't see Max Brown.
Yeah, once again, misfortune creates an opportunity for others, and Jalen Henderson getting a chance to play in this ball game.
Bowers, again, flags everywhere.
Ooh, lot of laundry, And right there for a team that was looking to go 25 first downs, they just popped their 21st one. That would have been 22, but we'll wait to see what the flag says.
There are fouls on both teams. Holding, 7 offense. Illegal 12 players on the field on the defense. Number 90 was getting off the field. The foul's offset. Replay first down.
So no harm, no foul there for Donovan Haslam. The guilty party called for the hold. Also another reserve. Second unit offensive line in here for West Virginia. So you've seen Agbo and now Haslam both getting a pair of holding penalties and stopping the progress. But Jalen Henderson, he has not been stopped yet. And Sincere Bowers doing a great job rushing as well.
And it's Bowers again. And Bowers, left side, Bowers, touchdown, West Virginia. First career touchdown for Sincere Bowers from 26 yards out.
And beautiful drive there once again by West Virginia, keeping it on the ground, pounding the rock, and just explosive play after explosive play. You get a penalty after you get a first down, well, I think you say, that's okay, because we got a touchdown on the very next play. So West Virginia completely in control of this game, now up 35 points as that extra point sails through the end zone.
Four plays, 54 yards, did it in less than 2 minutes, $151. Sincere Bowers, 26 yards, TD run, the first of his career.
And, you know, once again for the Mountaineers, I can tell you Mountaineer man Kincaid there, not happy. He has to do now 38 push-ups.
Well, the Mountaineers started with Nico Marchio at quarterback. And Marchio, 17 of 20 for 224 yards through the air. Touchdown pass. He also had one on the ground. Ran it for 56 yards.
And Marchio, that's a beautiful play to end it off with Cam Vaughn. Front shirt pocket right into your living room for a touchdown. And man, West Virginia has really come alive in this second half. When you talk about overcoming the issues of that first half, 10 points, 4 fumbles, 3 of them lost.
Yeah.
And to come back in the second half, and it's just been dominating for Rich Rod's offense.
Colonials will start at their own 25.
And if you're Robert Morris, just trying to get out of the stadium clean. See, I know there was other quarterback options available that I know Coach Clark wanted to see come in for this game. Let's see if we do have a quarterback change or not.
Yeah, Amir Dudley.
All right, Amir Dudley coming in, transfer from Harvard. Smart guy coming in to run this offense now late in this game.
And the interesting thing was, you know, he played cornerback at Harvard. Last played quarterback in high school, went to Harvard. They put him on the defensive side of the football. But Coach Clark saw him and said, you know what? I can use you back at your original position at QB.
Hey, listen. You know, if you got a skill set, you know, and the collegiate level, especially at the FCS level, you want to find out if you can tap some of that potential right there. And so let's see what Amir Dudley can do with this offense and these waning moments. See if you can take advantage of that opportunity.
And he comes from a football area. He's out of Pennsylvania, Aliquippa. I mean, how many talented guys came out? Revis and all these guys.
Quip. Woo.
Came out of Aliquippa. Oh, boy, flags everywhere.
Yeah, false start. Everybody threw a flag out there that had a striped jersey.
False start. Number 74, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Riley Piper, starting left tackle for them. Another transfer for the team. Just a little bit too itchy, and I don't blame him. The mechanics looked a little off, and also this is one of the issues you get into when you switch quarterbacks. Different cadence, different voice, so you have to get used to how they call plays. If you have a hitch in that cadence, it's going to mess up your offensive line.
On the ground, Xavier Goldborn.
And saying not going anywhere, Ben Bogle on the tackle from the linebacker position. And now we have another downed Colonial, it looks like.
Timeout for an injury.
Can't tell who that is, sitting right there in the middle of the 20-yard line. He helped to his feet. And it looks like Pete Jarvis, the left guard, a little shook it up on the play. Taking him a little time to get up and get his bearings about him.
Yeah, sophomore out of Ohio, transferred in from Toledo.
Yeah, from neighboring Medina, Ohio. Not far from the Columbus area, center part of the state.
Third down and 16. Dudley rolls right. Gets popped. John Lewis laid the wood on Dudley.
I mean, I talked about getting the license plate. This is the license plate on that one. Oh, you got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of it. This is not Harvard. This is not Harvard. Houston, we have a problem. He got absolutely
Rolling in the
railed.
field is an incomplete forward pass. The ball crossed the line of scrimmage on the line of scrimmage extended. 4th down.
Still punted away.
That was a wicked hit.
It was
there by a very dominating defense. You look at the score today. A year ago, 415 yards given up. Today, only 105 yards. I would say that's an improvement from a year ago.
Fox from his own 45. Fox cross the 40. Fox slides a Fox in, brought down at the 25-yard line. What a game by the captain.
And that was a great play, taking the return back to the left side of the field. I see a flag on the field, though, but let's just take another look at this. Great job, Preston Fox, tracking the ball, waiting for it, sees it, it's over, is open, great return angle. And right here, a little skip to my Lou, kind of spin move there. It looked like an and one mixtape.
Illegal block in the back on the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down, West Virginia.
And let's see another. It's a play, a block in the back right there.
Oh, that's.
Which is, it's very ticky-tack.
Yes.
But the helmet has to be in front of the player.
Yeah.
Helmet was behind, even though he caught the corner of the shoulder, and that's why the flag got thrown on that one. One of those that's left for interpretation. I mean, it was borderline, but the referee threw the flag, enforced it by the letter of the law. That's what happened. Takes away from a great return and a nice little finish move there to get some yardage.
And more laundry. Once you get those backups coming.
False start. Number 63, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
And yep. Deep down the depth chart here, we're looking at it. Yeah, Robbie Martin, redshirt freshman in there. You know, once again, we talked about this cadence and voice tonality with the backup quarterbacks with the line. You have to get used to that new voice.
Bowers again over that left side.
And for this West Virginia offense, it's been nice to see them get their stride. The first half, you had all those hiccups, but really in a groove here in the second half. I mean, you take away some of these false starts, but when you get a new quarterback, that's usually something that kind of happens.
Henderson's going to keep it. Henderson brought down at the 30.
Now, I will say this. Resiliency has also been a big thing. Look at the keeper up the middle. Great job of the offensive line pushing back the line of scrimmage and creating a new one, allowing Jaden Henderson to kind of weave through the line and get a big gain.
34-yard pickup by Henderson. Bowers gets the carry here.
And I will say this, since Jalen Henderson's been in, every time they get a penalty, they end up getting an explosive play right after it. That's been, I mean, you think about it, 2 holdings, and you still got a 1st down, still explosive plays, and then, of course, on the one that got called back, you get a touchdown the very next play.
24 first downs here for West Virginia. Rich Rod told us the goal, 25. Bowers is close to another one.
Yeah, you got to give a good job to the interior of this offensive line, center and both guards, really getting great interior push to allow for these running backs to run these dive and inside zone plays.
Henderson will throw. In and out of the hands. That's Jordan McCants.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful route. Great recognition by Henderson to throw the seam route, and he just can't haul it in. Maybe he saw some footsteps, saw the two guys converging on him, making a bottleneck. But that was a tough play right there.
Go for it here on 4th and 3. Henderson throw again up the seam and incomplete. He had his tight end, Colin McKee.
That's tough. 2 straight seam routes, 2 open receivers, and can't haul it in. One hits the receiver, you know, in the chest. The other one a little bit to the inside. A little bit of miscommunication, but that was not the fault of, you know, the play call. The play call was there. It was just the execution that fell a little bit short. Turnover on downs for West Virginia, and that actually counts as a turnover. I mean, Henderson hadn't played in 2 years. I thought he looked pretty crisp. He just has to get on the same page with his receivers.
You know, I go back to, you know, something that Coach Clark was talking to us about. He said, look, I've learned here in his 8th season there at Robert Morris that my mission is to help these players become better men, fathers, husbands through football. In fact, that's the title of the book he wrote.
I was about to say, it sounds like a book title.
So what do you learn here? Because you look at it now, Robert Morris is going to go, what, 0-7 against FBS schools. West Virginia will go to, what, 23-0 against FCS schools. But if you're Robert Morris, what do you take out of this game?
I mean, you have to look at the first half of this game and take everything away from that. We can go toe-to-toe, but we can't hurt ourselves. And that's what it was. It was more self-inflicted. Receivers dropping balls, right? You know, the sack, the couple of fumbles that have led to score, especially in your own zone. But you can play with everybody. You just have to be, you know, continue to believe and continue to build that grit and resiliency to push through 4 quarters of football and handle the setbacks and the successes all the same.
And we've seen that across already here as we begin the season with Tarleton State against Army.
Yes,
exactly.
Coming through in overtime at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it can be done.
Off the FBS.
Hey, let's not forget about App State versus Michigan back in the day. It can be done, but you can't hurt yourself. The penalties, the missed balls, and the missed opportunities, like Zach Tanner kind of hesitating when he should just run north and south, all those decision-making things. But this is tape, and this gives them an opportunity to learn from those mistakes as they grow and progress through this season.
3rd and 5. Dudley's going to step up. He's going to keep it. And he's brought down maybe about a yard shy of the first down. We're under 5 minutes left in the game.
Helmet came off of somebody. Let's see. The play was supposed to be a pass. You see pressure up the middle. Amir Dudley steps up and shakes off one defender.
Number 81's helmet came off. He must go out and play for one game. Game for one play.
But a great job of just having vision and getting forward, getting something. And now, you know, you put in a position. You're going to kick the ball back to him, but you want to try and build some momentum. Find the positives in this as an FCS program. Realize we can go play in our conference, and we can go play good. Because look what we did in the first half against an FBS team that's bigger, stronger, bigger budget, and we still came out there and gave them some problems in this first half.
Fair caught by Preston Fox. 4 minutes left in this game. West Virginia on top 38-3. Welcome back. Fourth quarter, 4:15 left. We've got our third quarterback here from West Virginia, Scotty Fox. He's the freshman out of Ohio. Now, according to Rich Rod, he is probably the best runner out of all 5 of his quarterbacks. They've got 5 of them on the roster. One of the things that Rich Rod said, it's the first time he's ever carried 5 quarterbacks. And Fox will keep it.
Yeah, definitely no fear there. Ran, defender lowered the bow, and he tried to run him over. He tried to hit the truck stick. He's a little bit more lower body workouts, a couple more squats before he can just bowl a guy over, but love the intent there by Scotty Fox on the first rush.
Ty Edwards is checked into the backfield as well. Fox a throw. That one is complete to the outside.
I believe that is the 25th first down for West Virginia in this contest, hitting one of their offensive goals here in the contest.
And Logan Ramper making the catch. And here's Fox. Fox down the sideline. Fox, he's going to take it to the house. The freshman, his first touchdown, 59 yards.
That escalated quickly. Wow, what a job. Quarterback design keeper. He read the defensive end and said, nope, I'm going to take this one, and scoots right down the sideline for 59 yards. You said it.
He's the best runner out of all of them.
Best runner out of all, and he just showed you why. Jalen Henderson, 34 yards. Hold my drink. Here's a 59-yarder and a tutty to cap off that drive. And now it's a rout at this point.
In West Virginia, hold my beer.
Yes, I was trying to be, I was like, maybe there's some kids listening. Or hold my moonshine. I mean, there was a lot of things. Hold my plastic bag with purple stuff in it. I mean, we saw that in the parking lot. I mean, a lot of holding.
Scotty Fox, the freshman, comes in second play. He takes it to the house.
Let's just watch it one more time. Reads a little bit to the left. It comes back to the right. Stiff arm. No, sir. Down the sideline. Boot, scoot, and boogie all the way into the end zone. Just in case you want to see a different angle for it right here. Good pop along the edge. Great seal by the offensive line. And it's nothing but green grass and pay dirt. Sweet Scotty Fox. Can't even say Sweet Caroline on that one.
Right. How about that, you true freshman?
Yeah, listen, go put that on your highlight reel, young man.
Absolutely.
We'll send you a copy. Great job there by him. And just think about it, third quarterback in, so getting some rotation, getting some experience for these guys. Once again, 81 new faces that are on this West Virginia team, and you're seeing a lot of new guys, so might as well start committing these names to memory for the rest of this season and the foreseeable future. Rich Rod has a lot of guys at his disposal on the offensive side of the ball, especially.
Colonials will begin at their own 25 again.
One of 81 newcomers on this roster, Scotty Fox. Said the freshman coming from Ohio. We saw Jalen Henderson, another transfer as well. And, you know, you think about a guy like Sincere Bowers, who was running in. A lot of new faces, but a lot of good things to look forward to and get excited about for West Virginia football.
Goulbourne got the carry.
And for Robert Morris, once again, I just want to reiterate, for Bernard Clark and his Colonial squad, it's about building. When you play an FBS program as an FCS, you know, it's a monumental task. You have a smaller roster. You have less resources. Heck, they didn't even have the communication systems.
The green dot.
The green dot for their quarterback or their linebacker, so they're doing hand signals. So you're already at a huge disadvantage here. They said just wait until 15 seconds because that's when they can't talk on communication on the other team.
Again, they'll keep it on the ground.
Let this clock bleed down, probably bleed this down to the 2-minute timeout. I'd be surprised if they snapped it before that.
Well, I'll tell you what, this crowd was already excited about seeing the return of Rich Rod, and their next home game, the backyard brawl in a couple weeks here. Pitt comes to town.
I cannot wait. I'll be on the radio call for that one. And just thinking about what that's going to be for Rich Rod coming back, an actual Big East tradition back here in this new Big 12 and ACC era.
Last 2 minutes of this game when we come back. Rich Rod about 2 minutes away from his 61st victory as head coach of West Virginia, which would tie him for second all time on the wins list with Dana Holgorsen. How excited were these people here for his return? West Virginia sold over 32,000 season tickets this year, which is the most ever in a decade.
That's an incredible. You talk about an instant boost to your NIL, to your operating budget. That's a huge boost. And just walking through the crowd earlier, a couple of my friends that are WVU grads excited about it. 17 years heals all wounds.
Yeah, right. You're right. And he's brought some great Mountaineers on his staff as well. Pat White, Noel Devine, Rasheed Marshall, all the guys who've played for him on the staff.
Yeah, and to add to that homecoming, when you put up 45 points and almost 600 yards of offense, that doesn't hurt either.
And I think we're going to get another new quarterback.
Okay, we get
Khalil Wilkins.
All right, the redshirt freshman.
Yep. Out of DC. Get some run here. Again, he's got 5 quarterbacks. You would have seen Max Brown too, but he injured his hamstring this past week. It's the reason why you won't see Max Brown, but here is Khalil Wilkins. He's going to keep it.
Another quarterback designed run. And this time he only gets a first down. The fact that we have to say that, everybody else has been so dynamic. I mean, Scott Fox, just took it 59 yards. Like, oh, he only got 10 yards.
Henderson, I think, took it 34 yards.
Yeah, he had a 34-yard scare. So, yeah. What are you doing, freshman?
Yeah, right, exactly. We come under the final minute. Rich Rod will also rack up his 191st victory. Right now, he's 5th among active FBS coaches in wins.
That looks like the final play right there as everybody's clapping it off. Another first down for West Virginia.
Final play. There's Wilkins.
Oh, ball comes out.
Yeah, ball comes out. And that'll do it. 45-3. Ridge Rodriguez victorious in his return to West Virginia. Now 61 victories as head coach.
That is the end of the game.
Of West Virginia. That is second most all-time, tied with Dana Holgerson. 191 career victories, still 5th among active FBS head coaches.
And for Rich Rod, you want to come home. There's always nervousness about, how are we going to perform? How are we going to come into this new era? How do I, as a coach, reinvigorate in my second time around? And the first half was a little rough. It was a little rough for him, 10-3 at the half. But as you see, 35 points in that second half cured all those ills. And what a great job by this Mountaineer squad, really rallying and not getting too down on themselves and just looking to each other and saying, hey, we can do this. And boy, did they do it in a big way in the second half to really separate themselves from Robert Morris. And for Robert Morris, you have to be proud about that first half the way you played. And I think as I look at that, there's room for optimism if you're Robert Morris. Now, obviously, check your injury situation when you're a smaller school. A lot of guys, that left the game. I think it was more so from cramping and more heat-related dehydration issues. But, for Mountaineer people, you got to love this country road being played in the background.
It's something Rich Rod started back in 2002.
Yeah, but tradition. Everybody locks arms, sways back and forth. And, I've heard this song more than my fair share of times, being not that far from Morgantown and having my engineer on the Steelers broadcast, Wesley Euler, play this song all the time as a faithful Mountaineer alumnus. But if you're Rich Rod, you have to be excited, right? You come back after 17 years, they're still performing this tradition that you started. That's also a tip of the hat and a nod to you, and it's been going on for now 23 seasons. This has been a tradition here in Morgantown.
A tradition started in 2002 by Rich Rodriguez. And his Mountaineers get a 45-3 victory over Robert Morris after racking up over 580 total yards of offense. Rich Rodriguez now 61 victories as head coach of West Virginia, tied for second all-time on the wins list. 191 career victories as head coach. And West Virginia now 23-0 against FCS schools.
And this is a good start for West Virginia. When we talk about what the Big 12 means and how crazy it could be, these wins will count as we get later into the season. So you want to take advantage of these opportunities if you're West Virginia.
Well, joining us on the field is the Victoria's head coach, Rich Rodriguez. Coach is Brian Custer, Max Starks.
Max.
Congratulations on the victory. 61 now. You are second all-time when it comes to wins list here in West Virginia. Your thoughts on the victory and your return here to West Virginia?
Well, I don't know if I've ever had a first half where we had that, where we had 3 fumbles in 4 plays. I don't know if I've ever even seen that. And so, gosh, we were playing so poorly, and, you know, nobody was panicking. We knew what we had to do and played a lot cleaner in the second half. And there's a lot to learn from, obviously, in the first game for a lot of guys, and we'll get better from this.
And, Coach, I mean, we saw a lot of QBs. And we know you had a lot on the roster, but to actually see all 4 of these guys kind of come out and play, I mean, what are your thoughts with that and the performance? Scotty Fox, the freshman, taking it 59 yards on a touchdown. You know, just speak to the offense and like how you clicked in the second half.
Yeah, if we did our job, did our job better. I don't think you still have me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have it.
We can hear you loud and
clear.
clear.
If we did our job better, we'd have seen them earlier in the game. But we had to, you know, we got them a little bit of reps at the end of the game. We'll take it from there.
Hey, I want to know, what is it like being back at West Virginia for your second tenure?
I have nothing.
Okay, Coach, we appreciate it, and we'll get that audio straightened out. Rich Rodriguez victorious in his second term here at West Virginia. Let's go! Well, for Max Starks and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Brian Custer saying so long from Morgantown with a final score 45-3, West Virginia over Robert Morris. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Good night from Morgantown.